Okay. The topic I chose today was the Middle East. The reason I chose the Middle East and why I think it is a problem that the United States is in it is because ever since 2001, when I was 5 years old, all I have known about U.S. military intervention in the Middle East is that we're just there. I never really knew why we were there. I was never really told what we were doing. I didn't really even know if it was working. And it seems to be that is a lot of people's idea. Most people don't really know what we're doing in the Middle East. They just think, well, we're there, we're stopping terrorism. All is good. But I'm going to tell you why I think it's maybe a problem that the United States is still in the Middle East. That is the Middle East today, as we know it and we love it. It includes Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Egypt, names we've all heard before in the news. But maybe we don't know why we keep hearing them in the news. Every year, we see politicians argue over and over again about spending bills. And even just now, we had a $1.3 trillion spending bill passed that was argued about, yelled about, threatened to shut down the government. When we see to have just pouring money into the Middle East, trillions of dollars have gone into the Middle East, billions each year, that we're just seemingly okay with as American taxpayers. The war on terror that was started in 2001 has only created instability in an already unstable region. Now, the reason that it was already unstable is because we funded a lot of insurgencies, specifically Al-Qaeda, and that led to the cause of maybe 9/11, the birth of Al-Qaeda. The American loss of life has made almost no impact today. A soldier that was killed in 2003 might not have even made a difference, as sad as that may sound. Everything is worse. The financial cost for the war since 2001 has been $4.5 trillion. And over 17 years, that may not sound like a lot, considering we have $1.3 trillion spending a year. But this is not a political thing, but if we went by Mr. Sanders' plan, we could have free healthcare and free college for 20 years without raising any taxes. Not only that, but we could improve roads, bridges, so many things, but we're just continuing to essentially bomb the Middle East, which has cost so much money. The loss of life. Now, according to a study done by Brown University, the estimated civilian casualties have been between 180,000 and 202,000. That is including terrorist attacks, but we'll get to that later. Now, according to the Department of Veteran Affairs, 4.5 thousand U.S. troops have lost their life. 32,000 have been wounded. And around 250,000 veterans now have PTSD, a cause which essentially is growing day by day as long as we continue to have troops stationed in the Middle East. Now, we have to think, what are we accomplishing there? Are we stopping terror? According to a study that I did with my classmates, with a poll I made, they don't really know why we're there, but it makes them feel safer that we are there. But in fact, ever since 2001, as we can see, terror attacks have gone up about 1,000%. We have absolutely decimated that region. Say what you want about maybe dictators we've toppled, it never got to the point to where it is now. The Middle East is essentially a failed state. We have gone from destroying Al-Qaeda to just bringing ISIS back. Not back, but we created ISIS essentially. Every terrorist that we kill only strengthens their ideas. Let's say you kill one terrorist, his two sons now hate you. They want to destroy you. The ideology that they have, it's almost unwinnable with violence. Now, according to the Secretary of Defense in 2005, General Mad Dog Mattis, he says we're not going to win the Middle East by violence. It needs to be changed. The culture needs to be changed. He says that we can win the Middle East by dropping thousands of Playboys and Levi's jeans. And essentially, that might work. We don't know. We haven't tried it. All we've done is bomb them and bomb them. We need to get out of the Middle East as quickly as possible. You know, it may sound dark, but let them deal with themselves. They still have governments. They have armies. Why are we the ones who have to front the load and take out terrorism? We see right now we're funding Syrian, essentially rebels against the Assad regime. Those Syrian rebels hate us, but they hate their government more. So what's stopping them once they get in charge to just continuously breed terrorism? As we know that there is ISIS members scattered throughout the entire thing, yet we are funding them. And I don't want to see this become another invasion where we are getting killed by weapons that we provided to terrorists. Now, I really hope that when you vote, what we do in the Middle East takes some effect and what their policies are, because it's essentially just a money pit. And I think that we as Americans need to start focusing on ourselves and not care about the Middle East. Thank you.